What's up, Exiles? Willywonka here, and today at 10 o'clock, it's Friday, we're gonna have a podcast at my stream. It's gonna be me, Crip, and ZiggyD, and we're just gonna talk about some of the stuff coming out on release in Path of Exile, and we might have some insider information. I don't know. I haven't heard from ZiggyD yet, but you should all check it out. 10 o'clock at Twitch TV. You have the link in the description, and if you cannot be there, ZiggyD is gonna upload a YouTube video, so you can all check that out if you're subscribed to him, and if you're not, go do it right now. If you're from, let's see, I have some time zones here. If you want to check them out. So if you're from Canada, it's 4 o'clock. Los Angeles, 1 o'clock, and 10 o'clock for me. So yeah, be there. But for this video, I want to make a build video about my discharger. Some of the viewers have been asking for me to do this. I respect my 1 week turbo character from my last video, and I wanted to do power charge in the 1 week, but I never had good enough gear, so I just made him discharge because I've always wanted to do it, but I never had the balls to do it because this is very risky if you're not familiar with how the game works. With reflect and minus max resists, and there's so many things working against you, and there's actually quite a few maps you cannot do with this character, but I just choose to ignore those maps and do something else and just save those maps for my main character. So the cool thing about this build, it's discharge. You do a lot of damage. If I'm soloing, I one-shot everything. I two-shot most bosses, if not one-shot shot them, and in parties, I pretty much one-shot everything, even if it's six-man party. I've done some high-level maps, and I do enough damage to kill at least all the whites. The blues might have some life after discharging, but with this build, I can discharge immediately right afterwards. So the items that are needed for this character that I would say is absolutely mandatory is of course Vault's Protector. This gives us a power charge for each enemy you hit with a critical strike. That's what we're building around. So Vault's Protector. And the second item I would deem mandatory is Eye of Tyula. A lot of people are saying that I should just, you know, go down and grab Unwearing Stance and use Val's Devotion. Val's Devotion is a unique that gives you endurance charges whenever you expend a power charge. But I'm not really going into any endurance charges at all, and the damage is not really necessary. So I do not think Val's Devotion is required. We do enough damage. I don't want to waste these points. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. So instead of wasting those points, get a Eye of Tyula. This cost me 1 exalt. So if somebody has an Eye of Tyula with lower than 20 properties, you might get it a little bit cheaper. I don't know. Post nerf, you know. Dream Fragments. I do not put this as a requirement. It's really nice to have the increased mana. Cannot be frozen, of course, but you can get Dispel Frozen and Chilled on flasks if you want. I was running maps without this ring for a long time, and I was just fine. But getting the ring, it was a huge improvement. I'm not gonna lie. Those are the items that are required. A good unique weapon you can get is Divinarius. I don't think this is really expensive. Mine's a really bad roll. You should find this for very cheap, I think. Good thing about this is that it has high critical strike chance, no cast speed. We don't need cast speed in this build. We just boom and we just keep going. So it has high spell damage, crit chance, and increased radius of area skills. And Discharge is a AoE. So increasing that AoE is, of course, very nice. And we get the mana on kill. And with this build, I don't go any regeneration. If I get anything in the passive tree, that's only because I have to go through that node to get to something else. So the mana on kill is really nice, really nice. You discharge, you kill everything on the screen, bam, you got mana back. So that's a nice one. Void Bringers. Okay, to be able to use these, you need a lot of mana. Vault's Protector takes away 50%. That's additive, it's not... What is he doing? Oh no, it's the rape train. Oh well, let's try and continue this. Yeah, it removes 50% of your mana, but you can make up for it in passive trees, passive nodes, and Dream Fragments gives you 20% increase as well. So with enough passives and enough mana on your items, you should be able to get enough to be able to discharge. I like having enough mana to discharge twice, because that's all I need to kill anything in the game. And by the time I get to the next pack, I've regenerated or used the flask. So these require a lot of mana, but they're very nice. They give you energy shield on kill. They give you incredible amounts of crit chance, and most of all, the ES value is very, very high. And because the Vault's Protector has so low ES, we have so many ES nodes in the passive tree that any amount of ES we can get will scale up immensely. Yeah, the rest of my items are just shitty rares. Like, look at this piece of shit. I just put on some equipment that would cap me out on resists. So these items help me out to do that. I also use Rainbow Stride. Yeah, don't forget Rainbow Stride. This is just a skin, by the way. Rainbow Stride gives a lot of mana, decent amount of ES, movement speed, all resist. You can't get any better than that. Also a little bit of block chance applied to spells. So get a good pair of Rainbow Strides. That's going to help with the mana issue. I love these boots. Not very expensive, 2 to 3 exalts. 3 exalts most likely. I'm not using Wrath Pith. This is just crit chance shield. I exalted this twice after making this character because I needed resists. I believe I got cold resist, and then I got fire resist. And the helmet, just a shitty ES helmet with decent ES. So this brings me up to pretty good amounts of ES. Pretty satisfied with this. In a map, I think I have a little bit above 6,000. As for the skills, I use, of course, Discharge, 20% quality. I was one-shotting mobs in a 6-man party at level 16 Discharge. So this is just going to scale up insanely as it gets to level 20. So Discharge, I use Lightning Penetration for those nasty resistant mobs. Critical Strike damage. You cannot get too much crit damage because then you're going to kill yourself. Of course, I'm using Valpact, so as long as I don't one-shot myself on one mob, I'm never gonna die. Also, Critical Strike chance. I do this to cap out at 95% crit chance to be able to sustain max charges at all times. I have to use this. If you get enough crit chance elsewhere on the rest of your gear to make up for this and get to 95%, of course you can remove this for something else, lightning damage for example, mana leech, but I need it, and you probably do too if you don't have insane gear. And the last and probably the most important gem is Life Leech. This is what helps us stay alive. I equipped this at level 1 and leveled with it after respecking, so you don't need level 20 or anything like that. And the quality will not help you with Valpact because it's instant. So just putting that out there. And for some bosses, especially in party play, I'm having a little bit of issues helping out with the damage. So my plan is to... I was initially thinking about using Freeze Pulse as a single target spell, but because it's a Discharge character, I want to use Discharge on bosses. So I'm going to put Discharge into Voidbringers because they give +1 to elemental gems, and because levels are so good on Discharge, fits perfectly. I'm going to be using Concentrated Effect. Some of you might want to put this into the main link, but you're going to die. It adds so much damage. Watch yourself. Lightning Penetration and increased crit damage. This is going into Voidbringer, 4 link. I think it's going to do a lot of damage. We'll have to see. I have hopes for this, for my single target. If not, I think I'm going to put Cold Snap in, just for some utility and, you know, having something to freeze mobs if they're getting nasty. Yeah. And my other gems are Reduced Mana, Crit Weakness, Discipline, and Purity, because the mana cost gets increased by 80% from Voidbringer. Having reduced mana on the Curse and Auras are really nice. Of course, it doesn't affect Auras, but yeah. Increased duration, faster casting, Blood Rage. Don't really need faster casting, it's just I have the luxury right here. Detonate, don't really need that. Frostwall, very important to steal your friend's items, and Lightning Warp. So that's it for the items and the gems. My bandit quests on this character is Life, Skill Point, and Power Charge. That's because it's from the 1 week. The best choice would be to get Skill Point, and Power Charge. Leveling up, do something else, do Freeze Balls, Hybrid, or Life, and yeah. In the passive tree, you're going for a lot of ES. Because you don't have a good chess piece, we're grabbing up ES, ES, ES in the Witch Tree, ES by CI, the Evasion Wheels, Nullification, Void Barrier, and this adds up to a lot of ES, and we really need it. And luckily along those paths we find all the crit chance nodes, so we get Assassination, Spell Power, Bloodthirst, Mean Streak, and Arcane Potency. Those are the big crit nodes. Get them all, and you should be fine. You could also, if you get more skill points, this is what I'm probably gonna do, is to go spell damage, crit, Elemental Dominion. This is an amazing node for Discharge, and then go spell damage and up into Blast Radius. I'm heading into Amplify. Eventually, when I get the skill points, I'm probably gonna grab Elementalist. I'm not sure if I need it, but if I feel like the damage is lacking, I'm gonna get that. Inner Force not necessary. So yeah, Doomcast. Yeah, this is very simple passive tree right here. And I do pick up Conduit because in parties you're giving everyone charges all the time, and they're gonna be up all the time. You keep discharging, you keep Enduring Crying, and you have Blood Rage up to get your Frenzy charges, and yeah, everyone is happy, and of course Vol Pact. So that's the passive tree. Let's get into some action here. All right, I'm a little bit traumatized from the rape train, but let's do a map. I did some recording of a couple of maps here, and I have no idea where the recordings went, but I don't have them anymore. So I'm gonna do one more. I did a 74 map Gorge, got a Dark Forest and Matutapuna, but I'm just gonna do a short real quick. So I use Blood Rage, Discipline, and Purity. There we go. And to start out, that's oh, nice, perfect. Alright, this is a Reflect pack. This is monster damage, magic monsters, this map. So crit weakness for max deeps, and boom. Vol pack, baby. My Blood Rage ran out. There we go. Enduring Cry. Pow. So if I get a really terrible... Okay, here's something that I notice sometimes. I hit a large pack, and there's only 1 or 2 or 3 mobs that don't get hit. I've heard Crip talk about, like, there's a target cap on this discharge, blah blah blah. But do any of you guys actually know what the target cap is? I would love to know. And what... Yeah, what's the mechanic there? So rares, no problem. With max charges, there we go. I have 30,000 DPS. This is with a level 17. Like this guy. What's he doing? Level 17 discharge. Still leveling up my gems. And the crit chance with max charges is 95%. That's our goal. That's where we want to be. And here's Hailrake, the noob killer. 1, 2. Usually enough to finish him off. So you can see the clear speed is pretty damn good, I would say. It's a lot of fun. Some single target mobs can be a pain in the ass, but I'm working on a solution there. But when you're soloing, you know, if you just take a little bit extra time, that should be no problem. And if you have one really tough mob, what you do is, let me see if I can illustrate. So I have no charges now. This is one target. I got 5 charges there. Because Ice Bear is able to ice shot, I mean, what's it called? Shotgun. So if you hit one target with all the projectiles, have a look here. Bam. We'll give you 1 charge for each projectile. Pretty cool. When I'm in a party, I can usually ignore the small packs of mobs that remain after discharging, and I can just keep running. Like this guy, I would just ignore him. And usually when I'm mapping myself, I would, oh, reflect, nice. I usually ignore them too, because, you know, level 69 maps aren't really that hard to maintain. So that's some action right there. I don't know what else to mention. Of course, grab all the power charges. I think I forgot to mention that. And yeah, you should definitely check it out. Have some fun. And I would love to see you guys at the podcast tonight. That's it. Have a good day, guys, and see you around.